Welcome to the Pool Nation podcast, where it's all pool talk. And we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. We talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. Now let's welcome your host, with over a decade of industry insider experience and still the reigning champion of Marco Polo, Edgar De Jesus, and his co-host, John JJ Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and Zach the Pool Boy Nicholas.
Welcome, everyone, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. I am Edgar De Jesus, and yes, I am the reigning champion of Marco Polo. And see, I screwed up the intro already because I should have thought of a name for Megan, right? Like we should have called. So, I should have said Megan, the fastest netter in the West. Kind of give you.
Well,
that
I don't
spot.
know, man. I feel like I might be the queen of Marco Polo, but
The
not
queen?
the pool Marco Polo, like the app Marco Polo, because I Marco Polo with my friends like multiple times a day. It is our like group text is Marco Polo. So it's a different yet the same queen of Marco Polo. Maybe that should be my intro.
The true queen of Marco Polo, right? For those
There
that
you go.
know.
I don't know. I don't
There you
know.
go. Hey, today we're talking to Megan Kendrick with the Pool Pro Magazine, and we are talking to the female nominees of the 30 under 40 for the Pool Nation Awards. Really excited about that. Before we jump into that conversation, I want to welcome everyone to our live podcast, a podcast where it's all pool talk, and we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. And yes, we will talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. But before we get started, I want to thank our visionary partners for this podcast, the SPPA, Blu-ray XL, Aquastar Pool Products, Natural Chemistry, Raypack, Heritage Pool Supply, Hayward Pool Products, Poolside Tech, Pool Brain, and NEDEC. We want to thank them for their continued support. Megan, the queen of Marco Polo, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing better now. I was kind of having one of those days where I was kind of slow, but always doing the podcast or the Instagram live just fires me up.
Yeah, I hear that. I was saying earlier, it has definitely been like a long week and it's only Tuesday. I did make myself a drink on a Tuesday, which is not like the norm for me, but I was just like, you know what? I am giving in to the stress of the day and was going to try to chill out a little bit before I get on the podcast, while I get on the podcast. I don't know. We'll see.
So, ladies, let's see how she keeps doing as she keeps talking, because she might tell some great
know, right?
stories after she finishes that drink.
If I start to slur, someone cut me off.
like we could really get some good stories.
Ooh,
So,
we don't want that.
no. Hey, big shout out to our boy Zach, which, by the way, I'm giving a shout out to Zach and John, but they're not even on the podcast, right? So
I know, man.
We kicked them out. It was going to be too many people. So I'm like, you guys are out. So Michael Kraus is on here. Hello, everyone. Oh, let's go. Look at that. Katie already has a fan out here. She's already giving shout outs. Jeanette is on here. What's up? And Brian Cresson. Big shout out to you guys. Nelly, how are you?
I'm great. How are you guys doing today?
Awesome. I'm doing great. I just have to say that backdrop, like, totally yells Miami.
That's what we were going for. We wanted loud palm trees, Miami, happy sun.
Yeah. So Megan, if you think of Miami, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Oh, when I think of Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's kind of her backdrop, isn't it? Like that's, unless you're thinking Miami Vice. Like I feel
there
like
you go.
I feel like that's
there
what
you
that's
go.
what you're thinking.
Of course, all of these girls are like, "What's Miami Vice? What are they talking about?" And you guys know what Miami Vice is? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh sure.
Probably just
my dad. My dad loved it.
Your dad loved it.
Yeah.
So, Katie, how are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. I had a really good day at work, and the sun is still shining here. It's been a good day, and I'm really excited about being here tonight. Talk about pools.
That's awesome. Now, question: you are out in Ventura now?
I'm in Ventura now.
You're living up in Ventura?
Yep. And this has been gate kept up here. I always heard it was overcast and cold, and turns out they were just telling people that so everyone wouldn't move here. It's magical. I love that
Jersey.
so much. Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice out there. So, Maddie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? You know, it's been a long Tuesday. I agree with everybody. It's been a long week, but spent most of my day with, I don't know, training people, just my technicians, Raypack, been with them most of the day, and Aquastar this morning. You know, just typical training Tuesday, but along with a whole lot of other just day-to-day crazy.
Who from Aquastar?
Josh Sprayer and Brian. I forget his last name.
Oh, I feel so sorry for you. I apologize for that.
No, they were a great time.
You had to hang out with Brian Croissant, which, by the way, he's listening. So,
well, he did wonderful. So I was glad to have them there this morning. It was an absolute pleasure. They cracked me up. So it was a great time.
Yeah.
So.
Wait, do you guys usually have training Tuesdays? Is that what you guys is that a thing? Training Tuesday?
Yes. So every Tuesday we have our company meeting. So our techs take their trucks home and everything. So every Tuesday we have a company meeting, and we also do training. Sometimes it's an hour. Sometimes it may be like today where it's most of the day and stuff. But yeah, every Tuesday we do some kind of training, and then I track all the technicians' hours throughout the years and everything like that.
Awesome. That's great.
Very cool. Sarah, how are you?
I'm good. It's been, a Tuesday. I'm glad that it's the end of the month, because then I can finally be like, it's been a long month instead of saying that like on the 10th of September. So like now I can officially be like, it's been a long month. So I'm very excited for October and, fall. In Arizona, we don't really get fall till like January. So, just plugging along in 100-degree weather.
I know you guys. I don't know how you guys do. My daughter goes to school out there, and I don't know how you guys do it out there. It's completely crazy. So,
and it's staying 100 longer and longer and longer. Like I lived in Arizona for what, seven years, and our art director still lives there. And it's like, yeah, it just seems like it's pushing into like October and November. We're still getting 100-degree days, and it's insane.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, December 10th, I ran a 15K, and by the time I finished, it was like 9 o'clock in the morning when I finished, and it was 97 degrees.
Not okay.
Yeah, that's too hot.
No.
It's
too hot.
I went to move in Siena, and it was 118 degrees.
Okay, can I just say college move-in day? Because that's why I was in Arizona, was for school. A college move-in day in Arizona is the worst. It's like almost every year, it's like the hottest day in August, and it is pure misery. And you're hauling stuff from your car up the stairs. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
That's
so bad.
Exactly what it was.
Yeah,
so,
the thing.
Yep. So, hey, big shout out here. Sean is on there, and Mr. Corey Wax is on here. Natalie Hood, good afternoon. David Jones always says it's a dry heat. Yeah, that's what they always say. But
when it gets over 110, it doesn't matter if it's humid or not. Like it's just, do you want to die?
It's just hot. Yeah.
Let's call it what it is. It's hell out there. Come on. And then Josh, thanks for the shout out. Maddie is what Josh is saying out there. So. Big shout out. So, Katie, I don't know if you noticed, but we kind of lost your video on there.
We'll get her back.
We'll get her back here in a couple minutes. If for some reason you need to jump off and jump back in, you can. I'll kind of keep an eye out on that for you. So, anyways, thanks for everybody jumping on and listening. Fernando, 15K, that's too long. 1K is better.
Yeah, we missed that part of the story. Like, wait, why were you running a 15K? Like, I'm sorry, that's also not okay.
and then what time did you start to be done at 9 something in the morning?
7. So it wasn't too early, but early enough.
Yeah.
I like to start earlier. Yeah. I'm like a true tried, like born morning person. I've tried to be a night person, and I am just not. So for me, like 5 a.m. is where I thrive.
There are those people. There are those people.
Yeah.
I am not one of those people. So Kate, so Sarah's gonna have to get off first, because she's gonna have to get her like 8 o'clock bedtime.
If you see me falling asleep, just yell at me something.
It's those morning chipper ones that worry people. So Jeff Cameron is on here as well. Big shout out to you. So Megan, who should we start with? I think, by the way, I have to tell you, and I know I told you when we talked to the men, but I was like really impressed by your 30 under 40s.
Oh, I know, man. They're just
Like,
they're so good. I feel like every year it gets harder and harder. There's more and more of them who apply, and um, I mean, the longer the program exists, I think people kind of get it better too. So I feel like their entries are better. Like they kind of understand like what to do. We've talked about it a lot, and so yeah, man, just like a super solid group of people.
yeah.
And we're sending that issue to the printer next Wednesday. And so, yeah, great nominees for the 30 under 40s of the year. But the whole group of them is just, outstanding. And our spa retailer 30 under 40s got released today.
I saw that. I saw that on LinkedIn.
No, yeah, very, very exciting. And it's always so much fun. So, and people get very excited. I think that's the best part of it is just, people's excitement for, for winning and, seeing their families and their friends and their coworkers get excited for them. Like it's just,
Being
it's just really
recognized.
fun. Yeah, it's just really fun. So,
Hey, on a side note, on a business note, ladies, this is between me and her, but Pool Nation Awards, I need you to bring some of the magazines like you normally do. So,
okay, I will do that.
'cause
You know what?
if not, I would have forgotten.
I always forget because I'm thinking now too, like, ooh, I should see if my printer has some extra copies they can.
Uh-oh.
Whoops.
Because
But
the 30 under 41 won't be out until like
I
a
know.
couple days after, right?
Yeah, I know. We're gonna miss the window. Yeah, the show being in October is a little weird.
Yeah.
We didn't move our dates for 30 under 40, other than this part. We didn't move our dates just because it's that's a whole big machine to move for what might be a one-off. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
if they're gonna move it forward in other years or not next year, and so we'll just kind of see how that goes. But it was like it wasn't worth moving it for this year, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
We'll just know a few of them when we're in Vegas, and not all of them like we
So
normally do.
everybody will know you ladies, obviously.
That's right.
So you know what? You guys got the good end because you guys could brag about it that you knew before they did. So to all the other ones that get nominated and they're like, hey, did you see that I was on the 30th? I already knew that. I was in advance.
Yep. You get the advance notice for
Yep.
sure.
No. Absolutely. So we're really excited to have all of you ladies up at the Pool Nation Awards. Have any of you been to the Pool Nation Awards? Oh my!
Oh man, all newbies.
gosh,
That's
newbies.
so fun. All right.
It's gonna
All
be so
right.
exciting. So I'm going to start right now to all of you. Okay. So first of all, we don't tell anybody who wins until the envelope is open. And by the way, you should see how many emails I get from people kind of going, hey, is there going to be a final list? Can we know? Nope. Nobody gets to know. What I will tell you is what I tell everybody is prepare your speech and be prepared because you all think that you might not win, but there's going to be one of you that's going to win. And then what happens is you're going to come later and go, oh man, I wish I would have kind of prepped a little something because I kind of got up there and I kind of froze and didn't have anything to say. So to prepare.
I mean, and also prepare yourself. Like the 30 under 40s are towards the end of the night. So you have to pace yourself too, because there's also the chance that you will have prepared your speech, but then had 3 glasses of wine. And by the time you get up there, you can't really read it as well as you thought, which is what happened to me last year. So
we kind of enjoy those though, because then it gives us something to talk about. You know?
I'm always like, everyone's like, you did such a good job. And I'm like, I don't remember. Okay. This is a problem. I maybe let off a little too much steam.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we're excited to have you guys, excited that you're all coming out to the Pool Nation Awards. You are going to find that it's really weird. It's kind of hard to explain. It's kind of a little bit of like this magical thing. And I think because it's just all pool pros hanging around, that it's really cool. But you'll see. It's hard to explain.
It's fun.
It's really fun.
You'll have a good time for sure.
All right. So who are we going to start with, Megan?
Okay, well, I kind of want to start with Nelly. I mean, with the guys, we did like East Coast to West Coast because we were doing them one at a time. But I want to start with Nelly just because the Amenity Collective, the company that she works for, is someone that I have learned about, I mean, fairly recently within the last couple of years. And they just have such an interesting business model that I'm kind of just fascinated to learn more about them and about her. So Nelly, I mean, you get to take it away and be the first one on the First one to go.
She's like, I got this. Let's go.
Awesome. No, I'm definitely excited to be here. So thank you for having me. I've been with the collective for 5 years now, and it's been an amazing 5 years. So I'm actually a refugee from the hospitality industry. Happened right at COVID, right? Everybody got let go, and the Amenity Collective took me in, and it was amazing ever since. I never thought about leaving. Pools has been incredibly fun, and there's so many different aspects to it, right? You can get into retail, you can get into spa, into construction, into customer service, sales, marketing, whatever it is that you want to do, you can really achieve. And something that I've noticed that's really cool about the pool industry is it's really evolving and changing every single day. Like, there are practices that I learned 5 years ago that are no longer applicable. And there are also things that are still so applicable that, like, it's insanely important to make sure, obviously, your water chemistry is good, right? So it's just been a lot of fun. I started 5 years ago. I've been in so many different roles at this point, in sales, I've been a regional manager. I've helped cover the repair department, office staff, whatever it is really that kind of needed covering, I helped cover. And in doing that, I've learned so much.
Yeah.
So it's just been a learning experience. It's been an amazing place to work. I feel really supported. Had a lot of amazing mentors along the way and people teaching me the ropes. And to your point, the Amenity Collective is really cool. So we're branded in a way where we're touching so many different aspects of the pool industry. So lifeguard and staffing is completely different, right? Like in Maryland and in New York and states like that. And then in Miami, where I am, and all of Florida, like, it's completely residential and commercial pool service. So the sky's the limit. For me, something that I'm really passionate about is helping my team members find their untapped potential. So I think that a lot of people, like, when they first come, if they're refugees like me from another industry, like, I keep hearing that once you get into pools,
that's what everyone says.
And I could see why.
You're done.
Small industry. Yeah, I'm in
Now,
here forever.
what hotel chain did you work for?
I actually worked as a performance coach for a company called FPG. Hope that's okay to say. And we actually helped coach different high-end hotels. So it could have been Intercontinental, it could have been the Mandarin, the Waldorf Astoria. So basically we went around and helped their sales team or their front desk team create a sales team and create an environment where you could come up to the front and you let them know, hey, I have you booked for this room, but this one is overlooking the bay and you can actually get to see the dolphins in the morning. How does that sound? And it was a lot of fun because you got to, again, help agents reach this potential that they weren't aware that they could make this extra revenue and reach these different milestones. Sometimes you'll find that employees tell you that they're motivated by money. It's not really money they want, right? It's a means to an end. They need money to get a new car or to buy their first apartment or because they're saving up for a baby. So watching them fulfill those dreams is really rewarding and really meaningful, and something that I took from that job that I still try to apply every day.
Nellie's fancy.
Now I didn't even know that was a job.
Right? Yeah.
It was a job. It was very cool.
So she traveled around. She traveled around the world and stayed in really fancy hotels and saw the dolphins when she woke up in the morning.
Where are you staying in Vegas? Because you obviously know the ropes. So I can go wherever you're going.
You got any hookups?
Yeah.
I got some hookups. I can let you know what they are for sure. At this point now, I'm like, I know how to work the Hilton Honors.
Oh, there you go. So are you gonna? So you're gonna be at Resort World with us?
Yes.
What I'm hearing.
Yes.
All right. Good.
100%.
So I've chosen well then.
Yes, you've chosen well. But yeah, just like a lot of different fun. Even though I have been in like a little bit of fancy roles to a certain extent, my first 2 months were spent cleaning pools, and I loved it. Like, it was hard, of course, but like I needed to learn that. I needed to see. I think that you can't really get to a place where you're like 50,000 feet above and you don't understand what the pool pros are going through. So it was so impactful. Like, everything has happened to me. I have definitely flooded an underground pump room, gotten fiberglass all over me. Like, help me. Like, I thought I knew what I was doing, but I didn't. I can't get the filter lid back on. Like, I've gone through it all. And it's just really fun.
That's
Spoken like a
amazing.
true pool pro right there.
100%.
That
Went
fiberglass
through it.
itch. Whew.
Ugh.
So let me ask you, so you come from the hospitality side and you kind of come over into the pool side. And obviously, I think you deal with hospitality and the customer service and the attention to detail and stuff like that. How have you applied some of that over into some of the roles that you've been in?
Really, it's about understanding that sales and service go together, right? So like you want to drive revenue, of course, but you also want to do it in a way that's intuitive and friendly and not overbearing to your customer base. And a lot of it is just keeping them informed, right? Like I've talked to plenty of customers that the reason that they're leaving their current pool company is because they never told me something was wrong. Or there was a leak at the equipment and they never said it. And I have this like problem with the skimmer and no one called. And it's just about customers wanting to be talked to. Sometimes we think that maybe just because we're in the pool industry, they don't deserve that same like level of treatment as a different home service, but they do. And they want to know what's going on with their pool. It's extremely important. And I found even more so as a woman, right? Like when you're talking to other moms and you're talking to other women, like people spending a lot of money on their hair and then their pool and then their hair turning green is a big concern, right? Like that is not okay for women. Or like issues with like, I got some phone calls at the beginning and I'm like, all right, I understand why this is a problem, right? And same thing with issues with pH, right? Like you might talk to a man and they're like, yeah, it's the pH is off. But you talk to a woman and they're like, whoa, the pH is off. That is a problem. I can't put my child in there. So I think tying all those little pieces together and realizing they want the same level of customer experience that you would expect from any other place. And there's no reason why just because we're in pools, right? And there's this stigma like, oh, you just work for a pool company. We're so much more than that. Like we're creating lifestyles in people's backyards and giving them access to having such like a serene place to relax to, that if their pool isn't in perfect condition and we didn't do everything we could to help them, we're really impacting their lives.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I came from the same side. I worked for Hilton and Marriott for almost 20 years. And when I switched over the pools, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. As a matter of fact, my wife almost divorced me because she's like, you're going to go do something where you have to do repairs to be able to survive and you don't even know how to change a light bulb, right? But
I mean, to be fair, changing a light bulb in a pool is like no small feat.
Right. Yeah, she was referring to the one on the ceiling. You know, that was one of those. Just call somebody, right? But Nellie, one of the things that I leveraged was exactly what you were talking about. I leveraged the communication. I leveraged the uniforms. I leveraged the, being on time, over communicating with the customers, and that allowed me to grow really, really fast. But it's exactly what you're talking about, right? It's that backyard, it's the communication, it's, you're creating those memories. And we kind of call that a little bit of the low hanging fruit because not a lot of pool companies do that. And if you do that, you stand out very quickly.
Correct. Yeah. I also worked for Enterprise before my little time in the serious hospitality industry. And Enterprise was really about starting from the bottom. Everybody has to clean a car in a suit and tie. Everybody needs to, you don't get to the highest level of Enterprise without starting at the bottom, which is why I loved being in the field, because you need to know what people who are really putting in the work for you are doing and understand their struggle. So when they say, hey, I have too many pools today, you could be like, yeah, you probably do. Let's see how we can help take the burden off your plate a little bit. And I think it's really important.
Now, how long have you been in the pool industry, Nellie? 5 years.
5 years.
2020.
Okay.
She was
That's right.
COVID refugee.
That's right.
Yep. 5 years. I plan on being here 50 years. And then after that, hopefully I may retire.
So tell us what is your current role at the Amenity Collective? What are you doing for them now? I know you said you've done a lot, but what are you in charge of at this point?
right now, director of sales and communication. So essentially making sure that the customer experience is excellent from the start to the end. So many different touch points, right? Like when you first sign on a customer, when they first hear about you, making sure that you walk them through the entire path, onboard them correctly, make sure that they're still happy after they have onboarded. And all of that, again, ties into sales. So as we're bringing them this excellent experience, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, we just came to do a first evaluation in your pool, and these are the areas that we notice need attending to. And just talking to them about their options in a way that feels honest to them, right? Because sometimes people don't tell them what's really going on, or they feel like maybe they're just trying to sell me something, but really like bridging that gap between what they want and what they need. So that's what we've been focused on. My role's changing a little bit again, and that's super exciting. So we'll see. We're implementing a whole bunch of new systems with companies that were sponsored by Pool Nation, but I can't share too much about that yet. And we're really excited about
Now
that.
I want to know. She doesn't want to spill the tea.
I like that little Easter egg there.
Listen, you can tell us girls here what it is, and we won't share it with anybody. Like it's just between us.
Don't worry about that NDA. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
It's a secret. I can't tell you.
You can't spill the tea.
I cannot spill the tea, but you guys will be excited on who we partner
I think
with.
I just did a favor for Phil. I think he'll forgive me. No, no. Okay.
I don't know.
All right, so I guess Megan, we're gonna have to sit and wait. So
that's fine.
I'm okay. You know what's gonna happen is Megan and I now we're gonna text each other every day. Have you heard yet? Have you heard yet? Have you heard yet? Have you heard yet?
No, what's gonna happen is they will announce the news the day after we send an issue to the printer.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's what happens. It's like it'll be like a tease, and then it'll be, and then it's like, well, and now we can't put it in the magazine for another 2 months. So just FYI.
Yep. We got to keep you wondering what the collective is doing. We got to keep
that was
you guys
smooth,
wondering.
Megan. So
every time.
Yeah, every time. So I get it. So,
Nellie, have you worked at Amenity the whole 5 years you've been in the pool industry? The whole 5 years.
Yeah. So I the whole 5 years. We did have a couple of acquisitions. So I did come from an acquisition company, but by the time I was hired, I already knew about the collective. It was a big group of support, honestly. So it's been fantastic knowing that if you get stuck on something, there's someone, you can always phone a friend, which is really nice. Again, with the fiberglass problem, either at the local branch, like, can you please come save me? Or if you figure out something in the finance world and you're like, I need to make sure that I make these numbers make sense, there's always someone.
That's awesome. Now, how long has Amenity Collective been around?
Over 50 years. I know that's vague, but I know it's over 50 years.
Megan, did you know? Because this is the first year that I've known about them.
I know, yeah. Well, it's because Nellie is in charge of communications. Now we suddenly all know.
She's done a great point. Yeah.
You gotta advocate forward our brand, right? Like you gotta brand.
Absolutely. Suddenly we started getting all these press releases, and it's like, who's the Amenity Collective? And then we started talking to their people, and it's like, oh, they know what they're doing.
Yeah. Interesting model. A lot more interviews, right, Megan, that need to happen?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like they've got some really great people there, and they've just been a wealth of information. It's been really fun to get to know them a lot better.
So is anybody else coming up with you guys, Nellie? To the awards?
I think Phil might make it. We'll see. But I'm definitely bringing my husband. I was going to bring my baby, but I just took him to DC for the weekend, and that's definitely no longer going to happen because he absolutely spent the last 20 minutes of the flight screaming. So I was like, nope.
How old is he?
7 months. He just turned
that's the ear popping on the airplane. Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. He was pissed. He totally crashed out.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I had to disassociate. Like, I'm so sorry. And then I was just like, I'm disassociating. Like, there's nothing I can do. He's crying.
There's not, especially when you're on a plane like that. There's nothing you can do. So.
But man, Edgar, that reminds me of our first year of the awards, is that like two of the rookies of the year that year, they showed up with their babies. I mean, they had teeny tiny babies that they brought with them to those awards. And a part of me felt really bad, but it's just like, what a memory hauling your baby to Dallas.
Yeah.
It's a setup.
Yeah.
It's a setup.
fun.
Don't do it.
You know, it's kind of cute though. So last year we had ETX Pools that came out to Dallas, and great guy, and he helped us set up, and he had his little daughter with him, and his daughter must have been, I don't know, like 4 years old, cute little thing. So I'm like, you guys coming to the awards? And they're like, no, we're not. I have my daughter and blah, blah. I'm like, come on, you can come. Like, I'll get your tickets. Don't worry about it. Come. So he turns around and the daughter goes, do you want to go? She's like, yeah. So they took off, and they're from Canton, like 2 hours away. He went over, he went to the Men's Warehouse and got a jacket and all that, got the daughter a dress, and then they both showed up to the awards. It was the cutest thing ever.
See, that's really fun.
Oh.
I really want to bring my kids to a show at some point. I feel like they need to see it because they're always like just last week, my daughter texted me. She's like, Mom, what do you do? What's your job? I know it's hard to understand. I think that maybe bringing them to the awards would be more confusing. I'm not sure it would help, but like, I really think it'd be fun to bring them to a show sometime and get them in the aisles handing out some magazines. But that's always during school, and I just like can't quite make it happen.
It'll humanize you a lot more. You'll get a lot more interactions from
Oh
people.
yeah, no, I think they'd be the best sales tools we would have. Absolutely. Like there's no doubt about that.
Eventually what she's going to say is what my kids say. All my kids are grown and gone, but you ask them, what does dad do for a living? I don't know. He's always online talking to his friends. That's all he does. That's what I do.
Yeah.
So.
The real question is if your best friend knows what you do, because I feel like most of our best friends don't understand.
Don't you love those videos of people trying to explain to their friends and family like what they do for work, and everyone's like, "Whoa, you're like a big deal." It's like, yeah. I love those. They're my favorite.
That's awesome. I kind of give up at a certain point because people ask, "What do you know?" I'm just a pool guy. It's easy to explain. Done. I don't have to kind of, So, but
yeah.
Anyways. All right. So who's next, Megan?
Okay. Well, so next I think we have to talk to Katie because Katie pulled a fast one on us. Because when she applied for 30 under 40, she was the owner of Happy Pools. And then the next thing I knew, she was working for Aquastar, and it was a complete surprise. Like I texted Edgar and I'm like, do you know something I don't know about Katie? Because you announced her, you announced her at the nominations as working for Aquastar, and I don't think she works for Aquastar. And I was like, oh no, we've messed up. There's been some sort of like confusion. And no, I was just out of the loop. So now Katie has to tell us her whole story because now I want to know what happened, and she has some explaining to do.
It's a great story though. It's a really good story.
Well, I've got half of it.
Yeah.
I just don't have the next part.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, can you hear me okay? I just want to make sure with my head.
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
You're good.
So it was just kind of divine intervention, if you will, where I was looking for a positive opportunity in my life. I didn't know what needed to change. I was happy doing the pools. I was still growing my route, I'd been doing it for 5 years. I was a COVID refugee. I love how she said that. Or it's like I got into the industry in COVID. Yeah. And I was happy doing that. I loved that side of the field, doing the repairs, seeing these people, customers became family. My family lives out of state. So it's really exciting to build these relationships with these people because I saw them more than my own family. And I kind of just got, like I said, divine intervention where Aquastar offered me a position at their company. And I had known them for years through the boot camps with Pool Nation, through, Western Pool and Spa Show. And I always just loved their enthusiasm and their energy towards what they do. And they offered me an opportunity to see a completely other side of the pool industry and how what we use in the field is actually made and produced. And it's one of those things that I knew I would regret saying no to. And everything just kind of felt right. And moving up to Ventura, I'm telling you, I found a place that day. I found just things were falling into place better than I could have ever planned. And it has been so exciting so far. The team is just, it's a family, and it's definitely just a positive culture, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. Yeah.
That's
So
exciting.
I know it threw everybody kind of for left field, but it did for me too. You know, this wasn't in the plans. I was working my pools. Happy Pools was growing, and it was exciting, but this was a change that was unexpected, and really just I'm so grateful for.
Well, congratulations.
So.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So what do you do for them now?
I'm actually an administrative specialist. So they had me start on all of the lines in the warehouse. I was building pumps, I was building filters, I was understanding all of the drain covers and the white goods that they do. Now I've been in the office for a little bit and learning, part numbers and sales orders and everything that goes on internally. So I love answering the phone when pool guys call, with questions or, reports like, hey, I tried what you suggested and it worked. And so it's just, I love that I have the field knowledge and I still get to talk about it and be a part of it. Because, it was true what you guys said earlier. Once you're in the pool industry, I used to think pools ran on magic. I didn't understand how much goes into them until I was into it.
Mm-hmm.
And now the world has just opened up so much more for me in this industry. And it's just exciting to keep going. Something clicked and I really love it. I just love it. I don't know.
That's great.
So I'll tell you two things. So one, I know Katie. So we had talked a whole bunch of times. She had been to the boot camps. We'd met and all that kind of stuff. And so, we had talked a little bit about, networking and kind of getting out. And she was kind of trying to grow her business and what are the things that she could do. And I'm like, it's just such a big supportive group. Come out to Oxnard, right? When you come up to Oxnard, you're going to be able to meet with other pool pros. You're trying to grow your business. They're going to help you. You're going to connect with other pool pros, and you're going to see that some of those pool pros are going to be like, hey, look, I have these 2 pools. Why don't you take these 2 pools, right? It's just the type of community in the pool industry. And so we were talking and I'm like, come on up to the boot camp in Oxnard. And, and she just has this personality. When you meet her in person, she's just got this energy about her that when you talk to her, she like elevates the energy in the room, right? She's so happy and she's so positive. And so I'm like, come on up. And she's like, oh, I don't know if I should or not. And I'm like, come on, get some good networking, all that kind of stuff. Well, I didn't know that she had gotten an offer from Aquastar. I just happened to, kind of when it happened, somebody called me and said, I got to tell you something, but you can't tell anybody. And I'm like, all right, well, what you got? And they're like, we're going to bring Katie to work with us, but you can't say anything just yet. I'm like, wait, what? You're what? And I was like, I was so excited because I was like, here's what we talk about all the time, right? Especially in this industry, you have to get out to, Sarah talks about it all the time. You have to get out, you have to network, you have to meet other people because there's other opportunities and other companies out there. And it's not always just about, cleaning pools or doing that. There's a lot of networking that happens. And the more you expose yourself out there, the more doors are going to open. So, Katie, I was like so excited. You have no idea. I cussed a little bit to the other person that told me on the phone because I was so excited. But
trust me, I did too. All of the phone calls. Yep.
So, but yeah, I'm really, really excited that you landed at Aquastar.
It was, so many thanks to you too. You had, just being so supportive in all those years. I was close, after the fires and everything in Pasadena, I was very close to just, okay, because I've been in the beauty industry, I've been in restaurant hospitality. It's like, okay, what else could I go to? But something in my heart was keeping me in pools.
Yeah, tell us about.
And it worked out.
Yeah, talk a little bit about if you don't mind, about the fire situation, because I feel like that was, because that's something we talked about when we met at the Western Pool and Spa Show, was your experience with all of that disaster.
It was just, those kinds of big natural disasters, you think they happen to everyone else, but, until it happens in your own backyard. And I was servicing a lot of pools around that area. Families that had been up there for decades. And so I really do have to say Altadena as a community really really came together, but just the devastation and how quickly it happened. I mean, I was driving, I look behind me, there's this little fire on the hill. There's ambulance and fire trucks everywhere. I think like, okay, like they got this. And before we knew it, it was within 10 minutes, it had just exploded in acreage and people, friends, family. I mean, I was in Pasadena for 16 years, so that was a home to me. And how just quickly everything happened and how, you're packing up, grabbed my passport and like a couple little pictures of my nephew thinking like, it's okay, I just need to get out and we'll come back. And then there's not anything to come back to. And so I think just the community as a whole coming together and really there was, there was no shield in front of everyone. It was just love. It was love. How can we get through this together? And, a lot of the pools lost their homes and, homes that I'd visited every week that were just so close. I don't know. It was a terrifying experience. And for Pasadena, it's just so beautiful. And it took out the entire hillside so quickly. Yeah, starting over from that is incredibly scary. And I've always kind of been that way. And my parents told me this also is whatever happens doesn't break me. You just got to put one foot in front of the other and figure out what's going to be next. And I was really looking forward to being a part of the rebuilding of Pasadena. I went out there single pole. I was helping single polers with their filter cleans because every pool needed them. And even on the pools that weren't being serviced, we had to worry about just everything, but we couldn't get to them for about 3.5 weeks. Everything was locked down. So it was dealing with the aftermath of even the pools after that experience. And really kind of, you had to start from square one. And that was the hardest I've ever probably worked physically in my life. But
yeah, I mean, how did you keep things going and keep the business going? I mean, was it just like, okay, just one day, just take it one day at a time?
Yes. And then also again, back to the community of this pool industry. I mean, I had so many friends and family, so many friends that I considered family, but friends in Pasadena that had the machines, that had the extra filter pump set up. So, there'd be people coming in helping me as I'm scooping these garbage pails. We would just fill them up per pool. And then you'd go back the next day and do the exact same thing. So they had their machines and, I had help during that time, but with the filter cleans, specifically going out and helping, there was so much toxic ash in the air, in the soil. I was in a full hazmat suit and I didn't care. You could look at me. I had my gas mask on. It's like, I am touching all of this stuff, but I'm not going to get sick from it. You can look at me all you want, but I'm playing safe as much as I can. So It took months to get the stuff back. And thank goodness I was able to really kind of tell everyone the safety and security of draining the water, where it's like some people we don't need to drain it. It's like, this isn't just a traditional fire. There's so much toxic chemical waste in that water. Even if I cleaned it up and made it look pretty, it's not safe. So once I got over that hump, it was really easy to start from scratch with the fresh water. But even weeks after the fire, there was still ash mixing up and my car was layered every morning with the ash. So it's like you could only clean it up to just, do it again. But the community really, we all got through that together for sure.
That's crazy.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. I do have to tell everybody that Katie can Sarah's like, Katie can wire a main pump.
Yes, I can. I proved it.
Just to let you know, she qualified for the $10,000 Pool Pro Championship up in Las Vegas.
Nice.
Congratulations!
Nice. So she came up.
Well, thank you.
She came up to Oxnard, and the first day we were doing the qualifiers, and we're like, "You're gonna do it?" And she's like, "No." And she's all like pretending that she's shy. And then the next day she comes up to me and she's like, "Okay, I'm ready. I'm gonna take on Jeff for making wave pools." They both went at it. She like beat him.
That's what she did.
So she can.
Wait, I don't think I'm qualifying anymore. Thank you. Now that I'm at Aquastar, right? I think that cancels
Todd
my
was like,
qualification out.
No, yeah. That would imagine if you win it. Oh, somebody from Aquastar won it.
That's true. That's true.
So
It was a lot of fun though, and so for the next qualifiers, I'll definitely be there cheering everyone on because it was exciting. It was fun,
there we go. It was a good time.
and I've never timed myself. On doing any sort of electrical or plumbing, so that was interesting too. Yeah.
So Nelly, come prepared. Come prepared because you're gonna have to wire a pump.
That's where my limits are.
Where my
You got
limits are.
this. You got it.
Girl.
I will try. I will YouTube it, and I will probably figure it out, but it will not be in a decent amount of time.
So here's what we need to do, Katie, is we need to take her over to the Aquastar booth where we have the cart, and then we can time her. We can say go.
We'll do a trial run. We'll do a little trial. We'll do
Yeah.
a
Little
test
dry
run
run,
and
yep.
Have at it. It's a lot of fun.
We can do it together, Nelly. We'll tag team
I'm ready.
the wiring of the pump.
Megan will be on her phone on YouTube. Here, go here. Go back. Here. Wire goes over here.
Look, I'm very good at following directions. Okay, so if nothing else, I've got that
Same.
going for me.
As long as we don't have to do it in the Arizona.
There you go.
heat.
It's an air conditioner. You're good.
Yeah.
You'd want to go
So-
really fast if you had to do it outside right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good times. All right. Who are we going with next, Megan?
Okay, well, we're gonna bounce back and forth. We're gonna go
Okay.
East Coast, West Coast, and then we're gonna go back to East Coast and
East
talk
Coast.
to Maddie. Well, I mean, not
Okay.
East Coast, Atlanta. That's not really East Coast. It's just not West Coast.
For us that live kind of in the middle of the U.S., we just kind of go.
I know
you're
it's
either
like
East Coast or
you're
West Coast. There
east
is
or
no
west of
other.
me. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all that matters. Yeah, Maddie's like looking at us like we're
like-
crazy.
Northeast. Well,
Yeah.
no, that's east.
Yeah.
Like that's
We're
that side of
pretty,
it.
Yep.
we're pretty East Coast.
Yeah,
here
you
in
are.
Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, see?
But yeah, Maddie and I've already bonded over kicking butt in our fantasy football leagues, and so yeah, I think we need to go to her next so she can tell us all about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, this year's not going so hot, but then again, I never start any season out that way, so it's fine. I talked about this on another podcast a few weeks ago, but my boss, Mr. I want to win, determined to win, and I beat him in the championship last year after he was in first place all season.
Perfect.
And kind of like we talked about earlier, it kind of proves you can be in first place all season, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. The only thing that matters in fantasy football is making the playoffs. If you make the playoffs, you have a chance. Just focus on that and you'll be fine.
All bets are off.
Yeah, it's
All bets
but,
are off.
So
yeah,
he bragged all year, right? Well, all season.
Oh yeah.
And then did you make sure that you bragged the whole rest of the year
Oh yeah.
and still
yeah.
kind of remind
Yeah.
him?
Oh, especially since it was by 1 point. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And-
Oh, the worst. The worst.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, before we continue here, let me come back. I've kind of forgotten about a lot of the people that we have over here. So let me come back and let's see here. So Katie, Cat Cage, is it? Cat Gage is saying go
Cat
Katie.
Gage.
Cat Gage is saying Mr. Rocco Russo is on. Big shout out to you out there. Natalie Hood, Fernando, big shout out to you out there. Michael Crass, Jeff Cameron, love it. And then Lori Connolly is not what you know, it's who you know. Network as much as possible. Ensenada Pools, Maria, sweetheart. She's saying hi to all of you guys. Congratulations to all the nominees. Brian is giving Katie some shout outs, and Maria says Maria's a sweetheart. She says she will support all you ladies. And then Michael is asking, when does the voting officially close? It closes tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Oh, tomorrow. Man,
8 o'clock.
it's coming up.
And here's the thing. I think, especially this year, there's so many. So normally I don't, like, I get so busy that I don't look to see who's winning. But there's some nail biters this year.
Oh,
Oh, you know what it reminds me of? Have you seen that? That meme of Joe Rogan when he's at the table and I guess a fighter gets knocked out or whatever, and they're like, oh, and there's like in this shock of who won. That's like me every time I open up to see who's winning, because it's like change, and I'm like, oh, this person should win, and it's like it's up and down. So I'm a little bit of a nervous wreck this year.
That's so fun though. That makes it fun.
Yeah. You know what I'll have to do is I'll have to call you, because Megan is the only one other person that gets to know who they are out of everybody, because we kind of have this partnership of stuff that we do. And, you know, she prepares some stuff. And
I know you were saying that nobody knows, and I was over here like, yeah, no one knows the winner. Nope, not at all.
So, you know, so I'm like calling to spill the tea right as soon as we close. I'm like, Megan, here's who won. And so we kind of share. So,
yeah.
So yeah, it's, there's been lots and lots of voting this year, more than we've had any other year.
Awesome.
And not just because, so this year we gave everybody 10 votes per category, right? So, but not because of that, because that part has been crazy. So that part we've had over 110,000 votes because they've had, you know, obviously
Multiple
the 10,
votes, yeah.
but the amount, even if we cut it down to just one, is absolutely staggering. And just everybody's out there this year kind
That's
of
awesome.
kind of promoting and stuff like
That's
that.
awesome.
So I know who's kind of winning from you guys, but I can't tell you because it's been changing back and forth. So I'm
So you gotta
eating the popcorn.
Yeah, you gotta reach out and get all your people to do those last minute votes.
Yep, absolutely, down to the wire. Fernando's saying, "Let's go." So sorry, Maddie, I didn't mean to interrupt you over there.
Well, we were talking about really serious things like fantasy football.
Yeah. So what's your boss's name?
Tim.
So Tim, so we're good. Let's make fun of Tim because you beat him. So we'll be on the podcast. So Tim, bro, get your stuff together, man.
Okay, but seriously though, how did you get into the pool industry, Maddie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was a swimmer. So that kind of pools are home to me. So started lifeguarding in high school. Started at a water park. That kind of just actually having to do life saving and stuff right in front of your hands, and in your eyes. It changes you a little bit, and it developed a strong passion for safety and water safety in particular for me. So, you know, the next summer I went and I did regular pool guarding, and then I moved into coaching swim team, teaching swim lessons and everything like that for a while. I took about a year break to do retail, and then came back to pools and started teaching the lessons again. And then I ended up on this side of the industry. So it's home for me. Like everybody else has said, once you're in it, you're in it for life. It's a little bit of an addiction for me. My better half tells me I work way too much, which I probably can't disagree with her, but then again, I also can't stop. So
Yeah.
that phone rings.
It's hard when work is like your passion and your hobby, you know? It's like it makes it even harder to turn it off, I feel like, because you don't always see it. I mean, there's hard times. You don't always see it as like work. It's like, oh, this is what I do. It's kind of fun and I like it.
Yeah. 100%.
So with the guys, Andrew was a lifeguard, but he said he was a terrible lifeguard. So were you a terrible lifeguard? It sounds like you were actually a good lifeguard.
I have a feeling Maddie was a good lifeguard.
I'd like to think so. There's multiple different ways you can have a lifeguard certification or license and stuff. My first one was actually with Jeff Ellison and Associates. They have very high standards. So I'd like to say I was a pretty good lifeguard because I've been audited by them and I got a good score. So I like to think I'm pretty good, but I wouldn't say I'm the best.
Sounds like Maddie's legit.
Sounds like she doesn't play for second place at anything. Right?
Second place is first loser.
Well, I mean, also, like, if you see, like, all of the certifications she has, like, that, like, Maddie plays for keeps. She's, like, CMS, CPO, CST, NPC, like, CPO instructor. Like, she's covered all the bases.
So what are your job duties on a day-to-day basis?
So I have two titles actually at the Pool Butler. So one of them, they're both really main focuses, but I'm the company trainer. So, I set up the Tuesday trainings. I'm the one that sets up the schedule for that. I'm the one in contact with all the manufacturers and everything to have them basically a rotating schedule of them coming in. If they're not coming in, I set up my own, whether I am creating a new PowerPoint or whether we are doing some kind of role play-ish, whatever you want to kind of call it, situations. I also have them do a lot of do teach backs. So especially if we go to a manufacturer training outside of our office, I have a rule that they all have to bring me back something that they learned.
Love it.
And then the catch to it is they then have to go and teach it to the group. So, and I found doing that, they tend to retain a lot more. So
Yeah.
that's a big part of my job. And then the other part is I call it basically an iPhone because it's titled in-office supervisor for the maintenance department. So iOS. So I'm like, oh, so I'm Apple. And it's kind of stuck a little bit. So I just kind of roll my eyes and everything. But that and just kind of entails like, we have anywhere, depending on time of year, 10, 15 maintenance technicians at a time. And we have 2 field supervisors out in the field that, kind of do the quality checks and everything. But then I sit on the back end helping with, some scheduling stuff here and there, just customer complaints, new customer setups. I do run the entire commercial side at the Pool Butler as well, too. So you could say I kind of have my hands in a lot of pots.
Yeah, sounds like it. Sounds like you never a dull moment in your life, Maddie.
No.
I do love that from the training standpoint. I do love the aspect of you have to bring something back and you have to train it there for somebody else, right? Because that's one of the ways that people retain, things. I might need to steal that one, Maddie. So when we do our trainings, I might need to call it the Maddie training method and kind of go into the boot camps and be like, Sarah, you just learned something. So now you got to go over and teach it to everybody else. Of course, they'll probably be a nervous wreck, but they'll,
Yeah, there's nothing like realizing you don't know something when your kid is like, hey, mommy, what does this word mean? And you're like, oh, well, you know what I mean? Like having to explain something back to someone is like, oh, I thought I knew what that meant. And I guess I do, but now I can't put it in any kind of context that makes any sense. And you're like, maybe I don't know that as well as I thought I did. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of key, I think. And we lose that once we're out of school, right? That like spitting the information back out. We don't really have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. And that's one thing that I try to get them to do. So something I always do whenever I'm actually teaching with them is I ask them a lot of questions. I always say I won't go more than a PowerPoint slide or 2 without asking them a question back. And most of the time it ends up turning back into them pretty much talking the PowerPoint for me half the time. Unless we're doing math equations, and that's a whole nother story. But
who likes that?
Yeah, but other things, they'll definitely finish my sentences for me and stuff. So I can't complain by any means, shape, or form. And to see them with Brian this morning when he was talking about certain things, and I'm sitting over there in the corner, like on his side, and so they're all facing us, and he'd say certain things, and they'd all look at me, and they'd all kind of like do a smirk, and I'd smirk back at them because they'd heard me say it a million times, but to actually hear it from somebody else now too is, they know I'm not just making this stuff up, because I swear sometimes they do.
It's like the kids thing, right? You tell them and they don't listen, but somebody else says it, and then they're like, "Oh yeah," then you're like, "Dude, like I said that 20 times,"
Yeah, 100%.
Which Brian is over here on the chat. So Jeanette saying that's awesome. Maddie is awesome and is busy with 3 exclamation points.
Clearly.
Out there. And then we have Rocco Russo on here, which is from Fluidra. He's been nominated for Trainer of the Year, and we're talking about stealing your stuff over here. And Rocco is saying, same thing, I'm stealing this. And then Brian is saying that you asked great questions.
Yes.
You probably challenge Brian, and that's what that means. He probably means that you ask him things that he doesn't know, So
he knew the answers pretty well. I remember having 2 questions. I remember one of them in particular, and it just being about
Hesitation.
whatever. So I honestly don't really remember my questions completely, but I remember them answering well. But I know the purpose behind them was for the technicians. I kind of already knew the answers to them. So, but I do that a lot with our techs
That's
because half the
amazing.
time they won't ask them.
So there you go, Brian. She knew it was really kind of for her text. I love it, Maddie.
I mean, that's a good
awesome.
boss right there. Who's gonna ask the
Yeah.
questions for you because they know you're
Yeah.
too shy or embarrassed to stick your neck out.
Yep. So no, that's awesome. Now, how many pools do you guys service out in Atlanta?
Well, we're in closing season right now, so
It feels like a million.
anywhere I probably like anywhere probably between 450 and 550, 600 ish, somewhere around there. 30 of
Wow.
them are commercial properties.
And you guys close all your pools?
Oh no,
No.
I'd say probably only maybe 15 to 25% close.
Yeah, I was
And the
gonna say in
rest-
Atlanta, that's not. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine a lot of pools like fully closed.
Not really, and we encourage them not to. If anything, I'd
Yeah.
say we cover more pools than we do actually like winterize them. So we offer like a cover service. So we'll go put on their safety cover, and we'll keep the equipment running, and we'll just go do chem checks, once a month or so, just to kind of keep it rolling because the leaves are so bad here that nobody wants to deal with that. So put a cover on the pool.
Man, I didn't realize that Atlanta was like so pretty with all of the trees, and it was just I just had no idea. But yeah, I can imagine that servicing pools with all those beautiful trees around. It's not everyone's favorite.
So do you
Oh,
get a
yeah.
full fall? Do you guys get a full fall where all the leaves fall off the trees? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
full fall, full spring. I mean, which fall are we talking about here though? Because this is short. It'll be 70 degrees on Monday and snowing on Saturday. So like it depends. Which fall are we talking here?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. That's totally fair. So our friend Sarah,
Last
How
but
are
not
you?
least,
Last but not least,
how you doing?
good. Doing
Good?
well. Doing really well. Yeah.
I got so everybody, I got to see Sarah at the women's summit, and she was a recipient of the Next Generation Female Leaders. So congratulations! Excited
Nice.
to
Congratulations.
see that out there.
Thank you.
So we got to spend a little
Thank
bit of
you.
time with Sarah. So so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I've been in the pool industry for 9 years. I started out as a swim teacher at a swim school here in Phoenix, and then the pool company that took care of our pool ended up is now who I work for. So we developed a working relationship when I became the general manager of the swim school, and just over time, they had a position open up, and so I went over there. I started out just answering the phones, and have worked my way up to general manager over time. So yeah.
That is awesome. Now, how many you guys service 800 pools?
700.
700.
Yikes.
Yes. We do
And
a
all
lot.
the-
So we have a lot of different things. So we service 700 a week, but we also do warranty for Jandy and Hayward. We have some commercial properties that we do. We do like equipment repairs and remodels and all that kind of stuff. So we have a lot of little buckets that we pull from.
Gotcha. And you guys do remodels too? I didn't know that.
We do small remodels. So we used to do big remodels on like a large scale. We don't anymore, but now like for our customers that we have, like spillway repairs or their tiles falling off and just different things like that. We'll do those little ones, but anything that requires us to grind anything down, we're going to send that to somebody else now.
Gotcha. And so what's your kind of day to day with, being a GM? I'm assuming you wear 50 different hats.
Yeah, sometimes all of them at the same time. Yeah, so it's a thing to be the GM of that monster that we've kind of created. I do have like the best staff that works for me, and all the guys that go out and clean all of their pools and kind of do it seamlessly for the most part. Every once in a while something crazy happens, somebody calls in sick and you have to figure it out. But I do have to give my staff like so much credit that they just kind of show up every morning and do their job and then they leave. And I don't really think you can ask for anything other than that. And then the fact that they do it really, really well is just icing on the cake that makes everything that much better. But yeah, every day something different for me.
Yeah. So we were talking about it. We were joking about it because obviously you're in Arizona, which is really, really hot. So, especially in the peak of summer, what do you guys do? Do you guys go out at 3 o'clock in the morning to service pools, or how do you try to control that and get those guys and girls out of that heat?
Yeah. So we always during the summer try to be overstaffed. So then that way, if we notice that somebody's lagging behind, especially after a storm, which we would love for there to be leaves in pools after a storm, but unfortunately we don't get leaves. We just get like 3 inches of dirt. And so then you're also cleaning a filter at the same exact time. And so it becomes a lot. And when you get them day after day after day after day, like 4 or 5 in a row, the pools that you hit on Monday by Friday and 3 storms later are just done for. But they, so we try to keep an extra person on staff during the summer. So if someone is struggling, we can throw them at it. Or we have some part-time kids that work during, 15, 16-year-old kids that will ride around and they can net and brush a pool like nobody else out there, right? That's all they do is net and brush. But they do help speed up the process so that nobody's out. We try really, really hard to have everybody done and back by 2 o'clock. I know it sounds kind of funny, but it starts to really get hot around 3 or 4. 115 is hot, but at 3 or 4, it's like 120. There's also being from Arizona. Once it hits like 112, it's just hot. You can go 112 to 120 and it's the same. It feels the same. It's just gross regardless. But like 102 to like 108 is a big difference. But after that 115, you're just like, yeah, no, it's just disgusting out here.
It stops mattering. It's funny when we lived in Arizona, we had a little pool and I never saw the pool guy ever because he was always there before I was out of bed. I don't think I ever saw that pool worked on. I knew they were there, but I never saw them because I was fully asleep every time they came and worked on our pool. So
yeah, we tell them if the sun's up, they can be out working. That's kind of the rule for them. So that we can get them done and out of the heat as much as possible.
Yeah. We talked about Katie running for a long time, but Katie is like Sarah. Guys, I got towards the bottom and that's my problem. That's my problem.
Ladies, this is where it starts to get fun. Now we get to start asking Megan questions.
Anyway,
Sarah, what do you guys want to know?
We talked about Sarah running, but Sarah is like a runner. Like she has done like 100 races and that is like your deal. But the crazy thing about Sarah is like she had a really bad accident and they told her she would like never be able to run again. And now she's just out there like beating the odds, man.
Yeah. So when I was 15, my little brother and I wrecked an ATV. And if you imagine this is my foot, and it hit the ground and it did this. So it shattered my joint in my ankle. So I've had 5 reconstructive surgeries on it and I have a cartilage transplant in it. It's very intense, in-depth
no big deal.
Stuff. Yeah, no big deal. But so when after I got the transplant, I got my transplant when I was 16 and a half. The doctor was like, hey, look, you're probably never going to run again, much less like walk without a limp. And I've kind of always been one of those people that if you tell me I can't do something, whether it's good or bad, trust me, it sometimes doesn't play out in my favor. I'm going to try to prove you wrong.
Let's remember that in Vegas.
Yeah, I know it's a problem. It took some years. I was in physical therapy for probably combined like 4 years of my life. But it took some time and I went out the very first time and I ran a 5K and it took me an hour and 5 minutes to do it. But I didn't care. So since then I've ran over 100 races, half marathons, 15Ks, kind of my my go-to stress release when I need to do something.
I mean, I
That
feel
is
like that's all you
awesome.
need to know about Sarah, man.
Yeah.
Like, she's gonna
Jeez.
just give her
I-
some unachievable obstacle, and she's like, "Yeah, I got this."
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
That can work against you.
It can, yeah. Funnily enough, though, they have what's called a summer running series here, and it
Uh-huh.
makes me sound like an insane person, probably. But so they do it every other Saturday, and they spell out Arizona. So it's 7. So they start in May, and every other Saturday until August, you start a race at 5:30 a.m. on a Saturday. 'Cause you have to do it before it gets hot, obviously. But yeah, I've done that for 3 years now, 3 years in a row now, and it kind of helps the summer go by quicker because you take it two weeks at a time, and then the next thing you know, it's August. I mean, it's still hot, but the next thing you know, it's August, and then kind of halfway over with summer.
So Edgar and I are like sweating it out, trying to move into college dorms, dying, and Sarah's just like out there running 50
Running
miles
marathons,
like
right?
it's no big deal.
Oh Lord, I'm going up the stairs
Yeah.
with the bags and sweating, and she's out there running marathons. Todd Booth is saying out here 102 to 108, 108 to 102. That calls for a sweater out in Arizona. I
Yeah.
don't think so.
I take a sweater with me everywhere I go because it's 120 outside and they keep it like 76 inside.
70,
That's
yeah.
a big difference between the two of them, and it's freezing inside most places.
Yeah.
Yes.
That happens out here in Texas, probably up in
Yeah.
Oklahoma too. It's like it's always, middle of summer, but it's freezing inside the restaurants.
Yeah.
So now you guys get these haboob things.
Haboobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've seen the pictures of them, and I always thought that they were like photoshopped. I didn't think
Yeah.
that they were really a thing. And so Sienna's at ASU, and all of a sudden she's sending me pictures, and it looks like out of the movie The Mummy. I'm like, that's from the
It
movie
does.
The Mummy. She's like,
Yeah.
no, that's outside,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so you guys and that's where how long do those last?
So it depends. Sometimes you'll be like, oh, there's a haboob coming. And then that's when like you pray for rain, which here doesn't happen very often because it's the wind. And so then the wind just carries dirt for miles. Like the haboobs can affect like 80 miles away. It'll start and then it gets to you and it's just there and it just keeps going until it rains. Like that's what happens and until it rains or the wind blows in a different direction. So sometimes they last for hours and sometimes you'll be like, oh, there's a haboob coming. And you'll like start to prepare and you'll be like, hey guys, this is what's going to look like tomorrow. And then like 5 minutes before it hits you, you go outside and the sky's like blue, like nothing ever happened. Or you get them in the middle of the night sometimes. And it's like 2 a.m. and all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's going to suck tomorrow. But yeah, like you'll get them so bad where the last one that we had was the 25th of August. It's the worst one we've had in a century. But it was 5 p.m. and cameras were like switching to night mode because it was so dark. You could not see the sun at 5 p.m. because the dirt in the air was so thick. And then it starts to rain and it literally rains mud. So you have mud that falls from the sky.
That is completely
That's not
crazy.
something to be, it's bananas. Like I think everybody in their life should experience it.
Yeah.
Just, I
Not
just
as a
think
pool
it's
guy.
one of those things. Not as a pool guy. No. Please don't do that. But like, if somebody was here, like when one happened, it's definitely like an experience because you just realize like, this is dirt. Like you have whiteouts and stuff. And you're like, oh, this is snow. But then you're like, oh my God, this is like dirt, just dirt in the air. And
your
it's
guys-
got to go somewhere.
Your guys' filters are what? Hopefully not cartridge.
Their cartridge. Yeah.
So you're doomed.
Sand
Like,
fills up too fast.
Yeah.
And DE, same thing. You got to do cartridge and then you just hit it. There's times we clean them every other week. Backflush. Sometimes you're backflushing a DE filter literally every other week and then taking it apart and cleaning it. Sand sometimes 2 to 3 times a week when it happens. So yeah, you just kind of make it work when it happens.
That's crazy. Yeah, because you're
Yeah.
vacuuming and you get the cartridge filter, it's full. Like you're screwed. There's nothing you can do. You got to open it and clean it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, you know this because I've sat through quite a few classes with you, but we're big on filter cleans for our
Yes.
company, huge on filter cleans. So it's something, a place where we make a lot of money for our company from filter cleans. So I do say we do stay on top of it pretty well. That there's some companies out there that clean them like once a year, every 6 months. We're on an every 3 month cycle. So the most dirt you're going to have in it at one time is 3 months worth. Which does tend to help during the summertime. And we don't let people skip that first summertime cleaning if they feel like they need to. We just tell them like, hey, look, you really don't have a choice. You kind of have to do it because it will make their pool function better all summer long.
This is one of the things that I love about the pool industry, though. Like, it's just every part of the country you go to, there are these like nuances and quirks that you just would just have no idea.
Yeah.
And so, like, how Maddie runs her company can't look anything like how Sarah runs her company because the geography is different, the pools are different, the weather's different, and all of that makes such a huge difference. And it's just it's so interesting. And like, you know, if you're outside the industry, you do not understand that. Like, you do not understand how a pool can be so different in Atlanta versus Phoenix. It's like, oh, pool's a pool. But it's like, no, absolutely not. Like, they just do not understand the differences. And I just think it's so interesting. I find it so interesting and fascinating. And it's one of the things that I just love about the industry is like, it is so different no matter what part of the country you're in.
Yeah. I even think like one neighbor's pool is totally different than the next neighbor's pool,
Right.
even like right next to each other in Arizona, right? Like their bather load's totally different. Their surface is 85 years old compared to like brand new. So I think, and that's something I'm a big fan of education. I'm a big fan of people being educated and like myself being educated. And that's just a conversation we have quite a bit with like customers too, is like, they're like, well, my neighbor doesn't do that. I'm like, I get your neighbor doesn't do that, but you have to. Like,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yes.
My favorite was training guys and kind of going, not every pool behaves the same. They behave differently. And they would look at me like behave? Like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I got the perfect example for you. And I'd drive up and there's one house right here and one right across the street. You park the truck and this one over here was just one tab and a little bit of acid. And the other one, you're fighting algae all summer long, right? Yeah. It's like, I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. They behave differently. They're like, oh, I get it. So
yeah, definitely a thing.
Jeanette is saying over here, congratulations and good luck to you all. Fernando is saying, that's my speed now, 5K in 60 minutes. Is that good? Is that good? 5K in 60 minutes?
It's about 20 minutes a mile.
20 minutes.
A 5K is 5K is just over 3 miles. So it's about 20 minutes a mile. It's like a pace.
So me that I've never ran a 5K, how long would it take me to be able to get ready to be able to run a 5K?
If you worked at it, you could get there within like 6 weeks for sure.
Wow, 6 weeks.
For sure. Yeah, you could get there. I'm a big man,
so maybe 12 weeks.
The thing I love with running is that like running is an individual team sport, right? So everybody out there is running the same exact 3 miles as everybody else, and you still are crossing that same finish line. So whether I do it in an hour or whether I do it in 25 minutes, I went the same 3 miles as somebody who did it in like 15 minutes or whatever. And I think that that's something in my mind that why I love running so much is because it's an equal playing field. But the support that there is out there with running those distances is just phenomenally huge, right? Like I'm never going to run a marathon in like sub 2 hours. Like, no, I'm good. But am I going to go run a marathon? Eventually I will. And I'll finish it and then move on with my life and probably never do it again.
Yeah. Brian Croissant is saying it would take him 6 weeks just to run 5K. Brian, we all know that would take you more than 6 weeks to run those 5K, buddy. So,
oh, Brian.
Absolutely love Brian. Big shout out to him out there. So,
yeah.
Megan, what else we got?
Oh, this is what we got.
This is what we got. What questions do you guys have? Megan's had a drink. Now let's kind of ask her some questions.
Ooh, yeah, no questions. No questions for me. No. Okay, well, I do think it's interesting. Like every one of these women You have to go on to the website and read the little write-ups we have on them, because I feel like none of them are like really good at tooting their own horn. Let's be real here. Like, they really have accomplished some amazing things and do some great things. And so I feel like every single one of them has that little piece where it's just like, wow, that's amazing. And so I do think everyone should go online and read those and learn some even more about them, because there's always these little tidbits that they aren't going to share about themselves that we've got on there
that they're not going to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
Now you made me do that. Now I'm going to have to go read them all.
Well, you didn't read them when I sent them to you? What are you talking about?
I know. Shame on me, right? I only had to input like all of them, right? So
I hear you. It's a lot. It's a lot.
my favorite, here's my favorite, and I like to complain about it, is somebody will go and nominate somebody, right? And they'll go, Sarah Hoops, and then their description, she's the best, period. That's it. That's all you get. And I'm like, really? Like products, it's easy because you can kind of go research and get a description, but they'll be like, oh, I worked with Nellie and 5 years ago. She's awesome. And that's it. That's all you get, so.
Yeah, why do you think we have a ginormous form that we make
I
people fill
know,
out with
I
so many
know.
questions? Because it's hard
And
it's hard to get that information out of people sometimes. They're not. I mean, it's awkward. I get it. It's weird talking about yourself, and so I totally understand that. But yeah, I mean, these 4 women are definitely very deserving, and all deserve
Yeah.
all of the accolades for what they're doing in the pool industry and all of their respective areas and fields and companies.
Definitely 4 powerhouses sitting here today talking to us. So I'm excited about it. So, and I don't know who's winning yet. Megan, I'll call you tomorrow at 8:01.
Perfect. I will be waiting. Let me check my
She's
calendar.
waiting.
She's like, I'm at the girls'
As
soccer,
someone
but go
who's
ahead.
on the-
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, hold on. Is it 8 p.m. Central Time, Pacific or East? Because if
9
it's 8,
your time.
so if it's Central,
Yeah, they
Okay.
close at that time. So, but to find out, you guys have to wait till they go and open the envelope. And by the way, just to let you ladies know, I'm not opening envelopes for everybody at the awards. You guys can sit there like with me, and we can laugh at everybody opening the envelope. Because throughout the night, what the goal is you have to take a shot every time somebody says
Oh,
that
God.
envelope was hard to open. So,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
I didn't know we had a drinking game. Why
That's
did no
the-
one tell me this?
that's the drinking
I'm in
game.
big trouble.
That's the drinking game. So,
all right. All
you
right.
know.
I will be prepared this time.
And here's the thing: the 30 under 40 is all the way towards the end.
That's what I'm telling you. You
So-
gotta pace
so-
yourself.
We have to
Although,
maintain. All right.
What you might need to do is put all the shots on the table and just kind of like pace yourself, and then you can take them after. So
Megan.
these are all bad
Megan-
ideas.
Megan's
These are
like,
all
yeah, it's
bad
all bad
ideas.
ideas.
Okay, like do not listen to
You know
Edgar.
what?
Edgar doesn't
Yeah,
even drink.
yeah,
Like let's
know.
not
Yeah.
listen to his
No.
advice on this. That is all a bad idea.
I need John and Zach, so they just go, you know what? You just need to shut up, dude. So, anyways, ladies, it was a pleasure to meet all of you. Obviously, I knew Katie and Sarah, so it's absolutely amazing to meet you, Maddie. I think you are a complete badass. Just to let you know, I'm going to steal that idea from you on the trainings. Trust me, and I'm going to call it the Maddie method. Nellie, super excited to be able to meet you and to come on out. And obviously, you're bringing your husband, so that's going to be
Yeah.
awesome. Congratulations to all of you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys all up in Vegas.
Absolutely. I can't
Yes.
wait to meet you guys in person.
Yes.
Yeah.
So fun.
So fun.
Everybody
you guys
got
are
their dresses,
amazing.
got all your dresses and suits and everything picked out. Yeah.
Sure. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Oh.
My
Yeah,
friend just
okay.
got married, so I got a 2-for-1 deal.
You
and
got a
I'm
2 for?
Perfect.
counting my
Yeah.
blessings.
That's great.
Those are the best. So hey, you'll
Yeah.
see me change like 3 times throughout the award, so you're good. So remember last year? Yeah,
No.
don't. Wow, you really were a little tipsy last year. You didn't notice?
I'm embarrassed.
Last
no.
year was a joke. It was a
I really
joke.
did. Nope,
I-
definitely missed that one.
we do the Hall of Fame jackets, and we get them custom made at the Men's Warehouse. And so every time I went to go get one and get it measured, and so
I do know that story.
we
I thought
took
you meant that
Alicia.
you were like changing your clothes at the awards show.
That's-
I changed my tux 3 times.
Okay.
I'm very
Are they
excited.
different colors?
Wow.
Is it noticeably different?
Obviously, I did a bad job at picking what when
I knew the Hall of Fame jackets were different, but I guess I don't remember that you wore different ones. In the moment I
literally wore
probably knew.
3 different tuxedo jackets at the
I mean,
awards.
it's been almost a year, so
Yeah, so that doesn't give me faith. I might as well just pick one. I'm going to just wear one, and
I'm
it's
sorry.
not going to make
I
a
didn't
difference.
mean to ruin
right?
it for you.
Right.
I didn't mean
Thanks.
to ruin it.
Thanks, Megan. So, anyways, ladies, thank you so much. Hey, for everybody that's listening to the podcast, by the time this podcast comes out on Monday, nominations will be closed. For those of you that are listening and watching, get out there and vote. Vote closings tomorrow at 8 Central Time. We're really excited about it. And ladies, hope that you have a great night, and we'll catch you guys at the awards.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Bye,
so
guys.
much.
Bye,
Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Pool Nation podcast, a member of the Pool Nation family. You can listen to us live every Friday here at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 noon Eastern Standard Time.
Uh-huh.
You can find us
Saw
at
that.
Pool Nation or
my drink.
poolnationpodcast.com, on Facebook, or on Instagram at pool.nation. And to find more info about Pool Invoice, the billing software built specifically for the pool industry, go to poolinvoice.com. Before you go, this is what the pool industry has been waiting for. Poolmanuniversity.com. It's the first platform dedicated to learning the swimming pool service and repair industry, a full service community where you can connect and find videos on business, service, water chemistry, and repairs. See you there at poolmanuniversity.com.